What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well. Wrapped up the show with the Hawk's Nest about an hour ago. If you didn't catch it live, you can go catch it on the VOD. And we talk about the Cardinals game. We talk about the upcoming Jets game. Talk about some other Seahawks things as well. Had a good time. So go give it a listen and a watch. But I want to talk a little bit about some of the news we got concerning the Seattle Seahawks over the last several hours before we get the injury report. The injury report should be coming out in a few hours. When it does, I will be making a video about that. But we have some news before we get to that point. So, the big thing and the big positive thing from today's news dump was an award, which the Seahawks have not really won a lot of individual awards this year. We haven't seen a lot of players get credited with player of the week or quarterback of the week or running back of the week or wide receiver, whatever. Haven't seen a lot of that this year, but we did get one this week. And I'm a little bit surprised, but I'm certainly not unhappy about it. Seahawks safety Coby Bryant was selected as the NFC Defensive Player of the Week for his Week 12 performance against the Cardinals. Connor Benintendi has the tweet here. The Seahawks official Twitter account had a tweet for it as well. Coby Bryant, of course, had a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown. There wasn't a ton else he did in the game other than that, but that's really all you need to do to win Player of the Week sometimes. You score a 70-yard touchdown as a safety, you are probably getting some kind of reward for it. So, congratulations to him. That's not to say he played a bad game outside of the interception at all. The Seahawks defense was shut down as a whole, and Coby Bryant is absolutely a part of that. I think he allowed like one catch in coverage according to PFF. We'll see what PFR says later this week. I think that his accolade is warranted in the sense that he played a really good game. Now, if I was going to give Defensive Player of the Week to anybody on the Seahawks, it would have been Leonard Williams, who had 2.5 sacks and a couple of other close calls and was generally just dominant. So, if it were up to me, I'd say Leonard Williams deserves it more, but I also understand that, hey, Coby Bryant scored the touchdown. He got in the end zone. So, I get it. And I'm not against it at all. So, congratulations to Coby Bryant, and this comes at the tail end of a string of games where Coby Bryant has been genuinely good in his new role as a starting safety for the Seattle Seahawks. And you can't say enough about how important this is, because you look at the Seahawks right now, one safety spot's locked up with Julian Love. Love is going to be here for a little bit because we just extended him for a bunch of money. But now we have the ability to go into this upcoming offseason and we don't have some desperate need to address the safety spot anymore. We probably would have, because I don't think Rayshon's going to be here next year. He hasn't been that good, and his contract is such that it's pretty easy to move off of him. And I was planning, as recently as a month ago, the Seahawks going into the offseason needing another starting caliber safety. Now they can approach it as more of a luxury, where if they find a guy, if they have the opportunity to get a stud safety, then maybe they'll do it. But if the opportunity doesn't present itself, they don't need to force the issue. And you can't say enough about that, because you've seen this with Coby Bryant. To a certain extent, you've seen it with Josh Joby. You've seen it with Tyrese Knight. These guys are filling holes to where we don't need to force them out of town after this season and replace them. And that's going to allow us to focus on things like the offensive line. That's going to allow us to focus on something like another wide receiver to replace Lockett, because he probably is certainly out of here. So this kind of stuff is so important. And we've seen it now from Coby for more than a month worth of football. He has been good for a while. So, hey, this is awesome stuff. Congratulations to him. I'm happy for him. He deserves it. He was a great player in college. Couldn't quite find his role reliably and consistently in the pros these first 2 years, but he has found a role, and he's a ball hawk. I'm not saying he's perfect in every area as a football player, but he finds the football. So that's the main big news today. So that's awesome. I do want to go over a few other notes from the Seahawks today. Anthony Bradford, after initially it being indicated that he was only going to miss like one game, looks like he's going to miss more, a lot more. He has gone on injured reserve. He will miss at least 4 games. McDonald has said that he hopes that Bradford will be able to come back after 4 games, but he didn't guarantee it. So there's a scenario where he's done for the year, and he might not even be ready for the postseason. Now, some people are going to say good riddance, but I'm not convinced we're going to get anything better out of Christian Haynes. So personally, I think this hurts the synergy, and if Haynes goes out there, or Lomia, because by the way, McDonald has already said that, hey, Lomia could get the right guard starting spot this week, and he doesn't look any better than Bradford, then what's the difference? Because there's also a scenario where he looks worse. Like, Haynes has genuinely looked worse for a decent chunk of the year at right guard. And Lomia, I'm sorry, he's a 6th round pick. Seriously doubt he's going to be better. Very good chance that he's worse. So we'll see what happens here. A lot of people are going to be okay with this or even happy about this. I'm personally not. I think that Bradford, his main problem is just a lack of experience and being raw. And being injured and not being able to play is not going to help alleviate that. He's not going to get better by not playing. So we'll see where it goes, but that might be it for Bradford this year. And if Haynes or Lomia goes in there this week and for the next month and looks good, then it probably is done. But nothing we've heard or seen from either player indicates that. So we will see which way it goes. But personally, I thought that Bradford might have been trending in a little bit of a better direction. And now we won't know. Now his season has been kind of upended. Last note from the Seahawks, some good news. More good news here. Uchenna Nwosu has been designated to return to practice. He will practice today in a limited capacity. He's not expected to play, but he will practice. And he's got 3 weeks to be reactivated. So we should see Nwosu again soon in the next couple of games. Very excited about that. That's going to open up some opportunities for this defense to get even better, to move players around, to mix and match stuff. So great news there. Stone Forsythe also designated to return. And don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that. Whatever little you think of Stone Forsythe, he was probably better than Mike Jarrell. And George Fant is not back yet. So right now, the only thing standing between Abe Lucas and Mike Jarrell is, once he gets back on the field fully, Stone Forsythe. So the sooner the better there. Good to see him back. Hope he can get healthy enough to play soon. And remember, he's also kind of serving as a de facto backup left tackle. So we can't completely ignore that either. So I'm happy about that, as much as he's not a good player. It's not for a lack of trying, and I do think he's better than the guys behind him. So we'll see where this goes, but starting to get some reinforcements. The loss of Bradford, I mean, I'm not happy about it, like I said, but if you were going to lose somebody in the starting lineup, Bradford's probably the guy you would prefer to be down. All right, video in a couple hours with the injury report whenever we get it. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think. And that is the latest and greatest here.